Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's video is going to be an updated eyeshadow collection video. I did do one of these a few months ago, but since then I've decluttered a lot of stuff and I've just added a lot of new stuff to my collection. So I feel like it's really changed how my collection looks, like a lot in general. So I thought it would be a good time to do an update one, just because also I'm on a no buy now. So this will kind of give you an idea of like what I'm trying to work through, I guess, for the next few months, because I will not be, this collection won't really be changing very much in the next couple of months while I'm on my no buy, even more than a couple of months, like basically for the rest of the year. So let's just get into it. So I'm going to start with my single shadows. These are all from Sally Girl. So basically Sally Beauty Supply had some eyeshadows. I don't know if they still sell eyeshadows. Like, they're not really known for makeup. I don't really know why I purchased these in the first place. Oh, wrong way. But they're okay. Like, they're not my favorite shadows to reach for. They're not the greatest quality. And they don't all come in like 5 like this. They're singles. They just kind of like snap together with kind of like that, so you can make it any size you want or whatever. Pretty sure I bought all of the shades they had available at the time. This lighting is not really doing it justice. Like, you can't really tell what the shades actually are, unless I try and get it a little closer up. So these are kind of like purpley colors. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I'm trying to work through those, but they are reasonably large pans in there. One of them I did actually finish, well, not exactly finish, I turned it into kind of like a Franken shadow, and that would be this one right here, because as you can see, it doesn't have that same like wavy pattern to it like the original ones have. That's because, yeah, this is a Franken shadow. I just used the pan that these Sally Girl ones came in to make that guy. But it's like a really nice shimmery pink. Like, I actually really like that one. So those are the first few. Next, for single shadows, I have a few Z palette type things. So these are also all, oh, this one's a little crumbly, hang on. Let's just kind of brush that off. So these are all Franken shadows that I've made as well. That's why they have that weird textured imprint. That's just from the paper towel that I used to press them. Ooh, I can get a nice full screen view here if I can, there we go. If it'll focus now, it should. Come on, camera, do your job. But yeah, these are all Franken shadows that I invented, so that's why they don't have a lot of use, because obviously I don't really reach for Franken shadows a lot, just because, you know, the brands know what they're doing better than I do, so I don't really like to use my own creations a whole lot. They just don't perform obviously as well as real ones. I don't know why this camera is not even focusing on anything right now. This is like so irritating. I don't know why. There we go. So yeah, they all look really ashy and stuff. They swatch, believe it or not, better than they look. But yeah, they don't look very good. So this whole Z palette is just Franken shadows. And then I have another Z palette. This is kind of, okay. So these 4 and then the 3 rectangular pans are also Franken shadows. These ones here. As you can see, again, they end up looking really, really ashy. I don't know if it's the alcohol that you use to press shadows that happens, but they aren't as bad as they look, but they're not like amazing either. And then I have all these little ones. So I did have a big, huge, chunky, bulky palette that had all of these colors in it. And I just hated the packaging so much. I hated using it because of how bulky it was and stuff, so I decided to depot all of them. And even now that I've depotted them, like, the quality sucks. Like, they're actually terrible shadows. So I basically only have this because sometimes I like to mess around and, like I said, make like Franken shadows. So these are kind of like my base colors for making new Franken shadows with. I don't know. Just like kind of a fun hobby. It's so dumb that I even make them because I rarely, if ever, reach for a Franken shadow that I've actually made. Let's see if I can swatch one for you guys right now. So like, see, they're not like good quality. So it's like hard for me to want to use a Franken shadow over like a real shadow, but I just like the process, I guess, of creating them more than I do actually using the product. So this is just kind of more of that. And then these single shadows are actual single shadows. Like these 4 actually are still Franken shadows, these 4 here. I made a lot of Franken shadows one day, but these 8 on this side are all from Cliona Cosmetics. Same with the rectangular square pans down there. And then these 12, I believe, yeah, are all Coastal Scents singles. I really like Coastal Scents singles. I think for the price, like they're actually really pretty decent. Like they're good value. Keep going the wrong way here. So that's what those look like. And that is basically it for my single shadow collection. Oh, wait, no, that's a lie. I have a few more. So this is just another Franken shadow and then 2 blushes that I created. So Franken blushes, I guess. But these 2 were depotted from Sephora brand palettes, as well as all of these guys. It was like a holiday palette from Sephora brand, or the Sephora collection or whatever, and I just didn't like the bulky packaging, so I depotted them all and put them in these little compact palettes. There's 4 more of those and 2 more Franken blushes. So that's what those are. And then I've got like 1 or 2 other singles just floating around here and there, but nothing to really show you guys, like nothing that exciting. So let's move on to the actual palettes now. I'm going to start with this really big one. This one is my least favorite palette in my entire collection, the Sephora Chroma Color palette. It's humongous, and it opens up like this. And this whole one side used to have eyeliners in it. I've taken the eyeliners out, and then the shadows are there. So basically a typical rainbow palette with like a whole neutral side and then a whole like jewel tone side kind of thing. The quality isn't that great with this palette. It was like the Sephora collection, which can be really hit and miss, and it was from a few years ago, so it was like, I don't know, it wasn't the best purchase I ever made. I'm trying to like work through these shadows just to get them out of my collection, but I don't really enjoy them, so. And I hate the packaging. It's just way too big and heavy, and yeah. Next is another palette that I really hate, and I'm thinking about decluttering this one as well. Oh, hey guys. Hey guys. So this is another one from the Sephora collection. It opens up like this. It used to have a little mini palette in there that you could pop out each of these, and like you could put one in the mini palette if you wanted to just take one mini palette with you somewhere. So I guess it's like sort of meant to be for traveling or something, but the colors are just so dull and like, I don't know, they're just really dull and boring, and the blushes are okay. Like sometimes I use the blushes or like the bronzers or whatever, but I don't know, like I hate all of, I pretty much hate this palette. I don't know why I'm still keeping it. I really should just declutter it at this point. Like this whole gray white thing, like what even is that? And like this, I just hate them. I just really don't like them. So maybe one day I'll work through them, or I'll just declutter it. Okay. Next is another Sephora brand. I used to buy a lot of Sephora, the Sephora collection. This is the Color My Life palette. It looks like a little iPad kind of thing. When you open it up, this is what it looks like. This is my least, like, I find this one less annoying than the other 2 that I just showed you, just because I feel like, I don't know, the colors don't look that good on camera right now. They all look really washed out, but they're a little bit more vibrant in person. I wonder if I can get a little closer up and try and, yeah, so that's a little bit more accurate of a representation. This whole column here, or whatever, that was actually lip products originally, that whole side. But I don't use lip products out of palettes. I just prefer to use like a lipstick or something. Like I don't like reaching into a palette with a brush and all that. So these are actually Franken shadows again, like all 6 of those. Actually the top 2 here are Lancome shadows I had in a duo that I just repressed into this palette because I wanted to declutter the duo case. But yeah, that's this palette. Again, not super well loved, but I have used pretty much every single shade at least once in here, so just need to focus on working through those a little bit more. Next is, I'm sort of going like largest to smallest kind of thing. So next is another pretty large palette, but it's newer. It is the Moschino and Sephora laptop palette. I think this is still on sale at Sephora like currently. So it is actually a gorgeous palette. This right here is just one of those brush cleaning spongy textured things. So that might be confusing for people, because I know like when I looked this up on the Sephora site, I didn't realize that that wasn't like another shadow. I didn't really care when it wasn't, because I thought it was just like a black, and I was like, why would they put such a big black? But it's not a black. It's not a shadow at all, just a sponge. But yeah, these shadows are actually like the quality for Sephora collection. Like I mentioned the last few that I showed you, not very good quality shadows, but this one is amazing. I love this palette. It's honestly like the quality, I would say it's like on par with like Too Faced or something. Like the mattes are so buttery and like they're just, here, I'll see if I can swatch some for you. This one's really close to my skin tone, so it might not, I don't know if it's gonna swatch the best, but it's just, this silver is like one of the best silvers in my entire collection. Like look how metallic that is. Look at that. Like it's gorgeous. So I would highly recommend you guys pick up this palette while it's still on sale at Sephora. I think it's only $38 Canadian. Regularly like 70 something, so it's a really, really good deal, especially if you like this kind of color story. It's a little bit all over the place, but I personally think this was one of the best palettes I've gotten recently, and I was shocked by that. Okay, next we have this is the Too Faced. It was a holiday palette from a few years ago. It came in like a little set with like a mascara and a bunch of stuff, but this is the eyeshadow palette that came with it. The packaging's so super cute. Like I love the whole Paris kind of like aesthetic. I mean, I know that Too Faced is notorious for having poorer quality when it comes to the cardboard packaging, like holiday sets, which this obviously is. I don't find it to be that different than their regular formula. I think it's okay. But the colors are really, really pretty in here. I really enjoy the blushes. Sometimes I find certain blushes to be way too dark for me, and I'm like really pale, so these actually work really well for me. It might not work on somebody with a deeper skin tone though. I like the highlighter and I like the bronzer. Just, yeah, really basic kind of. There's a few pops of color in there, like with this blue and this pink and purple and pink. But majority is neutral, you know, it's kind of a neutral palette. I need to get some more use out of it though, because it's been in my collection for quite a while. All right, next we have, since we're going largest to smallest, I'll take this big guy. So we all know what this is. It's the Conspiracy palette by Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. Apparently it was like the #1 selling palette of all of 2019, so I'm sure you have all seen it before. I won't spend too long on it. Just quickly show you the inside, but we all know what this looks like already. We've all seen it. So yep, that's what that is. All right, next we have, this is a palette from Quo Beauty, which is the Shoppers Drug Mart brand. Shoppers Drug Mart is a Canadian drugstore, and they have their own like brand, and this is that brand. So yeah, it looks like the most basic. It was obviously a holiday palette. You can tell by the kind of like the colors. It looks super basic, honestly. When I got it because it was like on sale after Christmas, and I just kind of grabbed it because I thought it was a good deal. I didn't really think I would like love it as much as I actually do. The camera, it focuses for like 1 second and then goes out of focus, and I don't understand why. But anyway, yeah, these colors are actually really, like the mattes are really, really smooth, like really, really blendable, and it looks really dull and boring, but it's actually really one of my favorite palettes, to be honest. It's like the quality is like really good, I think. So that's that one. Alright, what do we have next? We have, this is the Tarte Sugar Rush BU palette. It is from, like I said, their Sugar Rush line, so it's kind of like a sub-brand that they have going on. This is what it looks like. I've kind of talked about this one quite a bit on my channel, so you've probably seen it before. It's a really nice, like, warm neutrals kind of palette with some pops of, like, orange and yellow and stuff in there. The shimmers aren't the greatest. I don't really love the shimmers. The mattes I actually really enjoy. They are, like, more on the sheer side, but they are, like, pretty buildable. So I really enjoy using, like, a lot of these mattes up here. Some of these deeper mattes. That's a really nice deep brown matte that's kind of on the burgundy side. Like, yeah, I just really like this palette for the price. Like, it's nowhere near, like, top quality, I guess you could say, but it's not, like, bottom of the barrel, and for, like, $35 Canadian, that's, like, a really good deal. I'm really glad I picked it up, to be honest. But the packaging's a little cheap and, you know, stuff like that. But I'm really excited to get more use out of this. I think it's a really nice springtime palette, and now that we're coming into spring, hopefully soon, I'm going to get a lot more use out of this, I think. Like, I think it would be really cute for, like, an Easter look or something like that. Alright, next is, this is an older one. This is a Sephora palette. It's the Pro Lesson palette for green eyes. I guess they made one for brown eyes and blue eyes as well. I ended up with the green eyes one, even though I don't have green eyes, but I just liked the colors in here. So it's just got the 6 shades, but it actually kind of shows you, like, a tutorial on how to use them, like, right on the palette, which is interesting and weird, but see if I can get it to focus here. Maybe not. Yeah, so it just kind of tells you, it's kind of like those little booklets that come with Too Faced shadow palettes and stuff that are like, oh, apply this color to your crease and then, you know, whatever. I never, like, have actually looked at that or read it. Why won't my camera focus? This is so annoying. Come on, camera. Well, it is what it is. Whatever. So that's this palette. I like it. I really like this color here. It's like a really nice neutral color. But yeah, it's a nice palette. One of the better ones from Sephora brand. All right, next we have, wow, I'm like losing my voice here. Next we have Milani Gilded Noir. So this palette is, again, newer to my collection. It's not like super new on the market, I don't think, but it's somewhat new. So this is what it looks like on the inside. Lots of really beautiful shimmery shades. Milani has the weirdest formula, I feel like, because once you dip your brush in, you can, like, really see, like, every shade that I've kind of, like, played with, because it gets this weird texture look on it. I only find that happens with Milani, and I don't know why it doesn't happen with any other brand, but literally, my camera, like, can you focus, like, one time, I swear. It's not even, like, okay, there we go. Oh, it was there. Oh my god. This is driving me nuts, but anyway, that's the next one. Sorry guys, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. It's supposed to be autofocus, so anyway, okay. Next I have this, which is the Too Faced Watermelon Slice kind of duo palette thing. They magnetize together, as you can see, but I don't leave them magnetized together just because it's not the best magnet. So it comes with one side, which is like a face palette, as you can see here. So this is pretty cute. And then I have the other one, which is the eyeshadow palette. Comes with 8 shades in there, and they're gorgeous colors. Like, I even like that tealy greenish color all over the lid. It looks really pretty. You might notice that this color, Wine and Rind Me, is like all weird and cracked. That is because like this palette, I didn't actually even drop it, but the entire shade just like fell out of the pan, and I tried to repress it, so I was able to like repress it a little bit, but it's still cracking a little, as you can see, and I wasn't able to salvage like all of it. It's such a gorgeous shade though. Like, yeah, it's just, I actually really like this palette. It's not like talked about a whole lot, but I really like it. Anyway, so that's that. What else can I show you here? Let's do a few of the Too Faced tin packaging palettes because I have a bunch of them. All right. So, okay, we'll start with Sweet Peach. These are like pretty popular, so I'm sure most of you guys have seen most of these before. But this is the Sweet Peach palette. It's really, really beautiful peach shades with some obviously neutrals and like a couple greens and like a purple in there and stuff. I just got this one. I haven't really even tested it out a whole lot, so I don't have too much to say on it quality-wise. But that's that. We got the Gingerbread Spice palette. I'm a little sad I didn't get an opportunity to get the Gingerbread Spice Extra Spicy, but this is the like first one in the set. Ooh, see, my camera focuses for like a second and then it stops, but yeah, I'm really enjoying this palette so far. It's like really like the one I reach for the most out of all of my tin packaging palettes, I think, lately. Just the color story is really nice. I think it'll be nice in the fall, actually, even more than it is now. But the original chocolate bar. This is like a seriously old palette. It is the original, like, not the one that's like really thick on the sides, but like it's doesn't have the shade names because it's like that old. The new ones that you buy now have the shade names on the palette. This one does not. So yeah, it's a really old guy. Ooh, there's like some, I accidentally broke one of, you'll see it in a second, but I accidentally broke one of my black shadows, and clearly I didn't clean up the mess as much as I thought I did. So don't mind that. I'm just gonna have black fingers for the rest of this. All right, Clover palette. This is what that one looks like on the inside. The mattes are really smooth and really buttery. I really like them. A few of the shimmers I have like a little bit of issue with, like, I don't know, there's this duochrome in here called Best Friends, and it's a beautiful duochrome, but I have almost the exact same color in a Cleona single that like performs way better, so I never tend to use this one a whole lot. But Clover palette. Here's the one with the broken black. So this black, there's still quite a bit of product in it, but it did break, and now everything's dirty and covered in black powder. It's getting on my table. It's just everywhere. But anyway, this is the semi-sweet chocolate bar. Very much enjoyed this one as well. As you can see, I've hit pan on a shade there. But yeah, really nice palette. And this one I also have. It's not the same packaging exactly. It's actually plastic. It's not the tin packaging. It just looks like it is. It's the chocolate gold palette. This is like probably my favorite palette for shimmers, like for metallics. It has the best metallic formula like I've pretty much ever tried, I would say, because you don't have to necessarily use a finger. Like I use these with a brush and it goes on as if, like, it gives you the same kind of effect that a lot of shadows can give you when you use your finger, and I just prefer to use a brush, so that's why I really like this one. Let's see if I can get a good focused image for you. I don't know if I can. There we go. So this is what it looks like. It's very, very pretty. Very, very pretty. There are a couple mattes in here, as you can see on this side. The Cocoa Truffle, Decadent, So Bougie, and Rolling in Dough are all matte shades, so you can complete a look with just this palette if you really want to. I tend to reach for it along with other palettes too, just because I love the formula so much. So this one I highly, highly recommend. They do still make it, so. All right, next we have another OG, the original Naked palette. My mirror broke, as you can tell, but I never took the sticker off of it, so it's kind of holding all the glass in place. So I'm not super worried about it like coming off. But yep, this is it. This is the original Naked palette, and it's honestly, I don't know really what the hype was about. Like I still use this. I'm actually wearing it today, but like it's not that good. Like I don't know. I find it not that good. It's not one of my favorite palettes. It's okay. But it's definitely not my favorite palette. It's okay. Okay, what else we have? This one is another Sephora brand palette. The packaging's broken on mine because I dropped it like an idiot. As you can see, this clasp here is broken, so I'll have to just be careful when I'm showing you guys. It's called the Primal Instincts palette. I don't think they make it anymore because it was a few years ago that I picked this up. But pretty much a neutral palette. Come on, camera. There. Oh, yeah. So that's what that looks like on the inside. Very much a neutral palette. Looks pretty boring on camera now that I'm seeing it. Actually on camera, but I do enjoy it. It's good for like work makeup or something where you want to look kind of basic. So that's that. Let's take this one next. So this is Urban Decay Urban Vices palette. I got this one, it's a cat hair, sorry. I got this one because my mom didn't want it anymore and she gave it to me, and it's got 4 shades in it right there, as you can see. So you can really pretty much only make like one look with it, I guess, but it is really, really pretty. Like, I do enjoy it, and if you use it as like a companion palette to like another palette, you can really get creative with it a little bit more. Yeah, so cute little purple palette there. This is the MAC Fabulousness palette. It's very old, one of my oldest palettes, trying to get through it because it's very, very old, but it has 4 kind of like pinky purple, oh sorry, 5 pinky purple kind of shades. Come on, camera, don't be a dick. And a mirror, of course. It's got a mirror on it. It did come with like a tiny little brush too, but I got rid of that because it was too small to like actually like to use it. So that's that. This little CoverGirl quad, they still sell these like at Walmart and at drugstores and stuff. I just tried this for the first time like a couple of days ago, maybe a week ago, and it's actually awesome. Like, I'm not kidding you, the quality is really good for drugstore. Like, I'm quite surprised, actually, to be honest. So this one's in, like, the, whatever the nude one is called. It's called, like, nude something. And it comes with, yeah, just these 4 shades, but they work really well. Like, they're very, like, easy to blend and stuff. Like, it's a really good palette for what it is. Notice Me Nudes is this one, but they have a few different ones. Like, I almost want to go and pick up some more because that's how good it is. And I'm not really big into drugstore eyeshadows. I don't find that I enjoy the quality, but yeah, those ones are good. This is an old Lancome quad. It's a purplish, grayish kind of color. They don't work as well as they used to, for sure. They're quite dry now. Like, I'll show you. I should probably declutter it, honestly. It's, like, really not good anymore. Like, I'm pressing pretty hard into this pan, and, like, almost nothing's coming up on my... Like, look at that. That was, like, me digging in to the deepest shade in here. Like, it's, like, barely showing up. So, yeah, this is not a very good palette. It probably was back in the day, but not anymore. Don't mind the shadow that's going to be on my hands now. Alright, next is the Urban Decay Ammo palette. This is an older palette as well. It is, oh, come on, it's got a mirror on it as well. Yeah, it's kind of like a throwback to the older days of Urban Decay when they got a little colorful, but it's not like super colorful like the electric palette or anything like that. Come on. It's just got some more like muted colors in it. There we go. So that's what this one looks like. They're all shimmers, I should also mention. So I don't think you can get this anymore anyway, but those of you who have it might recognize it. Yeah, it's an okay palette. Like, Maui Wowie is a really nice color there. Sin is a really nice color. I think Sin is actually in the Naked palette as well. I think it was one of the more popular shades in the Naked palette. I think Smog is also in the Naked palette. So now that I'm thinking about it, why did I buy this? Because I have the Naked palette, so it's like, I didn't really need this guy, but I have it for some reason. Alright, next I'll get into a newer one. So this is the Violets by Juvia's Place. This is new this year, or just the very end of 2019. So it is pretty much brand new to my collection. I love this. It's my first ever and only palette from Juvia's Place. Oh my god, camera. It's just, wow, I'm so sorry, you guys. If anyone's still watching at this point, I don't know why, because this video sucks because of the freaking camera. But yeah, this is a really good mini palette. I love it. It's the quality's really, really good. I love the mattes. I love the shimmers. Like, I would definitely recommend. It's a good price point too, at like $13.99. That's pretty sweet. So, loving that right now. This is an oldie but goodie, a very oldie. This is the Naked Eye palette from Too Faced. They don't make it anymore. It's well loved. I've hit pan on a lot of shades in here. I've completely panned a shade, Lap Dance. That was my all-time favorite shade, and I panned it completely. But I'm still working on this guy. It's gonna be hard to get through, especially with like that matte black in there, stiletto or whatever. It's actually not a matte black. It's got some sparkle in it. But yeah, so this is like my oldest palette, and I'm still working on it. I'm still going. It's a really good palette. A couple more new palettes. These are Violet Voss. These are the first that I've tried from Violet Voss. I've only given them a couple of tries so far. Like, I've only done a couple looks with one look or two from each of them. This is an all shimmer palette, the Le Macron palette. Really, really pretty, kind of shimmery rainbow palette, but not too vibrant that it's unwearable. So I really like it. And this is the Sweet Violet palette. I think this is their newer, like their most recent mini palette. Really, really pretty colors in there. If you like purples, I love purples, so it was like an easy choice for me. But yeah, it's a really, really nice palette as well. Okay, I'm running out of space now. What else can I show you guys? We've done all those, done all that. All right, I think I'm getting almost near the end of my collection. So I think I only have 3 more to go, and they're all kind of the same. There are these little Revolution teddy bear palettes. I love these little guys. I just got them in the mail the other day. I have not even used them yet. They're brand new, untouched. But this is the Honey Bear palette. I didn't realize this when I ordered it online until after I got it, that there's 3 shades up in the top portion as well as the bottom, so you're actually getting more. Like, I was surprised by that. I didn't realize those shades were up there, so I'm getting more than I thought I was getting for the money. They're only like, I think about $13 or something, or $15, something like that, so they're really good in terms of price. I've never tried Revolution's quality before. I know it's a drugstore brand, so I'm not like super, I'm not expecting a whole lot from them, but this is the rose gold color bear, and it's called Rosie, I believe. So yep, this one's very similar to the honey one, except like all really very wearable shades, except there's a lot more pops of pink in this one. And then I got one more. I did not get all 4. I only got these 3 out of the 4. This is Jet, which is the black one. I'm really excited about the color story in this one. It's very grungy greens and browns, and like, I think it's probably the most wearable of the 3. I mean, actually, they all pretty much are, honestly, except for the one I didn't buy, which is the hot pink one. But yeah, those are those guys. So I believe that's it. That is my entire eyeshadow collection. Comment below. Oh, wait, no. I found one more. I found one more on a table. This is it, though. This is truly the last one. It is the Pick Perf palette from the Balm. Just love the packaging on it, and the tones like inside were really pretty. If I can get a good focus here. Come on. It does come with a primer in here too, so like it's kind of nice if you're traveling and you don't want to bring like a separate primer. Okay. Okay, I'm getting so frustrated with this camera, like you have no idea. But there we go. So that gives you a really good idea of the colors in there. There's the primer. The primer is a cream. It's not a powder, so just keep that in mind. If you don't like having cream stuff kind of mixed in with your powders, then you might not like this palette. All right, so that's it. That is my entire eyeshadow collection. It was a long one. I'm at like 34 minutes and counting, so I'm definitely going to wrap this up now. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I hope you got to see some fun palettes that you that you don't currently own that you might be interested in, or just see some like blasts from the past, because I know a lot of my palettes are quite old, and a lot of you have probably decluttered a lot of them, but I like to hold on to them. So yeah, that's it for that. Right after this video, I'm going to be filming my entire lip products collection, so like lipsticks and things like that. So if that's interesting to you, go check out that video. It'll probably be up already, or should be up in the next couple of days. If you're not already, please subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you guys in the next video. All right, bye for now, guys.